Air is good. Air is pure. Air is beautiful. But what would happen if we did not have clean air? That day can actually come. It is up to you to stop it. Now I know what you're thinking. Global warming isn't real. It's not true that the ice caps are melting or that the ozone layer is diminishing. And even if it is true, it's not related to us not recycling. However, that's not true. Scientists have actually proven that global warming is real, and it can kill us. It is possible to stop global warming. However, in order to do so, we must go green. It can be super simple and not time consuming at all. It can actually save you money in the end. I am begging you to start going green. Every single person on this earth has to go green in order to save the environment. Just because you have a friend that really is eco-friendly and about the environment does not mean that you are safe. You have to take action yourself. You may agree with James Haugen. He is an author who wrote a book against global warming. He said that plants need carbon dioxide to breathe, and since carbon dioxide is a main cause of global warming, it therefore is actually a good thing. It'll help the plants grow. However, James Haugen is an author. He's not a scientist. John Houghton is a scientist, and he conducted his own research and even made his own experiment on the environment. He concluded that greenhouse gases do in fact cause global warming, and they are linked to climate change. Climate change can cause a decrease in health, a depletion of resources, and diminishment of ecosystems. I know what you're thinking. This probably isn't even going to affect you in your lifetime. It's going to take a long time for global warming to actually take its full effect. However, it can affect your family greatly and future generations. Say you have a grandkid named Sally. She's super cute, she's tiny, she has really long brown hair and loves to wear it in pigtails. Her favorite activity is to go outside and play with her dog, Baxter. One day, it's the middle of August, and she's playing with Baxter. She comes inside to have a drink of water. She turns on the faucet, and there's no water coming out. There's a crisis all of a sudden. There's very little water left on this planet. There starts to be regulations on how much water each household can use, so that way everyone can try and have some water left to survive. As you all know, water is extremely important for human survival. People can't take showers as much as they want, and they can't drink as much water as they want. Illness suddenly starts to rise, and therefore the death rate also starts to rise. On top of this, Sally can't go outside anymore. She has to look at the smog from her window as she sees a whole bunch of cars go by, as well as empty buses. This all could have been prevented if you simply would have recycled, and if you simply would have just tried to take public transportation. Because of this, Sally is not going to have a good life, your own grandchild. If you really want to go green, then I highly suggest that you follow David Suzuki and his plans, as Kenneth Green stated in his article. David Suzuki believes that the government should have audits each month and make sure that each household and business are following government regulations. Each household and business is allotted a certain amount of electricity, water, etc. that they could use each month, and there will be heavy, heavy fines implemented if they are not followed. I think that sounds like a good plan. If you don't think it sounds like a good plan, I guess I can agree with you. Maybe it should be saved for extreme circumstances. If you don't want to do that, then I highly suggest that you live in an eco-friendly house. Maybe you can install solar panels in your house and start driving an electric car. It would only cost a few $1,000s to do all of this, and if you would rather not have solar panels, then you could also install a windmill in your backyard. Does that not sound okay still? Okay, I do understand that can be extremely costly considering that cars are expensive and the installation of solar panels will save you money in the long run, but it is a lot of money up front. So if you're not okay with that, that's completely understandable. Maybe you could do that later on once you save up more money. But now, there are several options for you that will actually save you money up front. There's no down payments. It's very, very cost effective. It's not time consuming at all. The first thing that you could do is recycle. Maybe you don't have a recycling bin. You could find a recycling bin for maybe $10 or less. You could even make your own recycling bin out of a cardboard box. It may take an extra second or two to break down boxes or to walk that extra step to the recycling bin over the trash can, but in the end, you'll actually spend less money on trash bags while recycling, and you'll save the environment so much more. My next tip for you is to drive your car as little as possible. So in order to do that, you could walk if you live in an area that is safe to walk and it's not too cold out to where you're absolutely freezing. It's nice to actually walk and enjoy the sunshine. If you can't walk, then try and take public transportation as much as possible. In the end, it's a lot cheaper to pay for a bus ticket than to pay for the gas on your car. So you're actually going to save yourself money very quickly because you won't have to get your car serviced as much, and on top of it, you won't have to be filling up your gas tank constantly. You will greatly save yourself money. And the last tip that I have for you is to turn off the lights whenever you are leaving a room. It'll greatly reduce your electric bill. And try to turn off the water as much as you can, also reducing your water bill. So I am here today to encourage you all to go green, and you will take just very little steps, such as turning off the lights, limiting car usage, recycling, and any other options you can think of. You are not only saving yourself money, but you are also saving the environment. Now, my work here is done. I gave scientific evidence that global warming is real, I told you why you should go green, and I gave you advice on how to do so. I have done my part. Will you do your part? Will you save the planet?